Story number 56, Victory Over Lust. In Newcastle, Northern Ireland, there is a 22-year-old man named Hank Caldwell, who recently got saved on January 12th, 2026. His sister Beth Caldwell also got saved on that same day as well. It was an answered prayer of their younger sister Lila. In Hank's upbringing, he was the only boy and the middle child of three. Hank and Beth were both beginning their newfound walk in Christ. Lila got saved on September 12th, 2019, after reading a gospel tract she received from a boy in high school at lunchtime. After learning how to witness to others, she shared the gospel with her brother and sister, but they were not receptive. Lila has prayed for both of them ever since, and she prayed for them for around 6.5 years. Her prayers were finally answered when Hank and Beth both got saved in January 2026. 2 days later, Hank and Beth both went to church for the first time. Although they go to different churches because they live in different towns. They enjoy their respective churches, and fortunately, both churches have sound doctrine and are of different denominations. Hank attends Living Waters Anglican Church, which is pastored by Simon Norwood. Beth attends Fisher of Men Reformed Church, which is pastored by Cody Parker. Hank enjoyed attending his new church, and the mid-sized congregation were always a blessing to be around every Sunday morning and Wednesday nights. A little over a week later, Hank was tempted to masturbate to a picture of a woman in a bikini after coming across one on Instagram. When he strolled on there in the morning out of boredom, he was not sure what to do, and he attempted to resist, but sadly it failed as he fell into temptation around 8.5 hours later. After he caved in, he felt bad for doing it, so then he repented of it. On the following day, over in the next town over, Beth was tempted to gawk at pornography after an indecent ad showed up on a website. She attempted to rely on her own strength to resist the temptation, which was a horrible mistake. Around 4 hours later, she fell into temptation, and she had a feeling of guilt afterwards. Her heart was pounding fast. She cringed at what she had done, and she placed her head in a pillow. She repented of what she had done, and then she thought to herself, "I will never do this sin again." Around 2 weeks later, Beth fell into temptation again, and she was thinking to herself, "How is this happening to me?" Hank also thought the same thing as well, since a few days later he fell into the temptation to masturbate again. On Sunday night in early March, Beth fell into temptation to gawk at pornography again, and after that she asked herself, "Why does this keep happening?" and then repented. Hank also fell into temptation to masturbate as well, and he asked himself the same question, and he repented afterwards. On Monday afternoon, Hank went to a Christian bookstore and bought 2 copies of a book called Lust, the Ultimate Battle of Mankind. So this way he could have one and then give the other one to his sister. After the distraught phone call on the previous day, Hank was aware that his sister also struggles with lust. The difference is that Hank struggles with the sin of masturbation, while Beth struggles with the sin of gawking at pornography. On that night, Hank read the first 3 chapters of the book, and he was finding it helpful. After reading the book, he listened to some YouTube videos from some preachers about how to overcome lust. Hank learned that he must rely on God's strength to resist temptation, because we fail on our own strength. He learned this when he read chapter 1 of the book. His sister learned the same thing when she started reading the book. On Saturday, March 14th, Hank was listening to some cozy white noise as he read some Christian novels. Evan read the book about overcoming lust. As he was now in chapter 11, he was now learning some facts about the power of prayer, and the chapter even concluded with the idea of praying to the Lord to overcome temptation. He also now learned that bad company corrupts good character, but fortunately, he didn't have any friends who attempted to bring him down the wrong path, which means he didn't have any friends who were a bad influence on him. Beth learned this a few days later, and then after reading about that, she ended her friendship with her worldly friends, and then decided to make new Christian friends. Almost 3 months later, on Monday, June 29th, it was Beth's birthday, and she now turns 25. She spent the day at the beach since the beach was almost empty. She just sat there on the beach and reflected on the sanctification she has had. She was thinking about how far she has come now. All she could hear was the nice breeze, the seagulls, and the calm beach waves. She sat there in her mint green modest one-piece swimsuit, smiling about her walk in Christ. She took a vacation day that day for her birthday, so that she could have a relaxing birthday. She read the book about overcoming lust as she relaxed on the beach, and she read the final 2 chapters of the book that day, and her brother finished reading the book 2 days earlier. As the weeks had gone by, Hank had less patience to masturbate, but fortunately, he overcame temptation most of the time, as in the few times when he fell into temptation were as a result of thinking he was not successful. Beth also had less temptations to gawk at pornography, and she too overcame the temptations most of the time, as in there were a few times when she caved in as a result of thinking that she was invincible. And at that time, they had not yet learned that everyone is susceptible to temptation, which is the reason why we must use safeguards against temptation. They learned this back in early June when they read a chapter out of the book that explains this. From that point on, Hank now overcame temptation every time he was tempted, and the temptations also got less often too. Beth was also able to do the same as well. They both now achieved their victory over lust. In the following month, Hank went on the beach and enjoyed a beach walk in red swim trunks and a black t-shirt. As he enjoyed the walk on the beach, he saw his little sister Lila enjoying the wonderful sunshine. Hank had a wonderful conversation with Lila about the sanctification he has gone through. It was also on that same day when Hank met another sister in Christ on the beach, who is 19 years old, and they began a relationship that day, as they wanted to get to know each other. They considered it to be their first date. In August, Hank went on vacation with his new girlfriend Melissa to Italy, and they both loved it. They arrived in Italy on the evening of Friday, August 21st. The first dinner they enjoyed there was delicious spaghetti, and they checked into different hotels. On the morning of Saturday, August 22nd, Hank and his girlfriend went to a nearby cafe in the morning, and enjoyed a wonderful Italian breakfast with a cappuccino. It was a wonderful moment, and then after that, they both enjoyed the gondolas, and then went to a wonderful art museum. At dinner time, Hank and Melissa enjoyed a margarita pizza, as they observed a wonderful Italian sunset. During this wonderful vacation, they enjoyed all of the sightseeing, the decadent gelato, and the other wonderful things Italy had to offer. In the middle of the following week, they went to check out some other Italian towns. In early next week, they went back home. On the wonderful Saturday morning of September 5th, Hank took his girlfriend on a date to a nearby cafe. Hank enjoyed a a croissant, bacon, egg and cheese sandwich, and a 400ml matcha latte. Melissa enjoyed a chicken biscuits and a 400ml pumpkin spice latte. Later that day, Hank met with his sisters Beth and Lila, and also his best friend Gavin. They enjoyed a wonderful picnic together during the afternoon at a wonderful park. Before Hank left for the park, he took the beef roast he thawed out the previous day and then cut it into 4 steaks. Just after meeting with his friend and his sisters at the park, he tossed the 4 steaks on the grill and seasoned them nicely, and they were topped with butter. When the 4 of them started eating their steaks, Hank had a friendly conversation with his best friend about how he got saved and how he gained a victory over Lust. Beth was also talking with Lila about how she won victory over Lust. Hank and Beth both had an accountability partner during the time when they were overcoming the sin of lust. Hank's accountability partner is his best friend Gavin, and then Beth's accountability partner is her younger sister Lila. They each enjoyed their delicious medium rare steaks with a side of a berry fruit salad as they were observing the beautiful nature in the park. After the picnic, they went on a hike in the mountains around the park. Hank loved the nice, cozy breeze there was that day. In the middle of the trail, they sat on a log and enjoyed a relaxing outdoor activity called stump sitting, which is where you just sit in nature and observe all aspects of nature around you. It was a moment of still silence as Hank sat there and looked at the nature around him and heard the birds and the breeze. Lila sat there as the breeze blew her curly hair gently, and she loved seeing the flowers. Gavin spotted a cobweb in a tree that is just 2 meters away, and then observed the night sky with few clouds. Beth spotted the branches swaying in the breeze and enjoyed the breathtaking mountains. All 4 of them had a wonderful time at the park. When the 4 of them went to the local cafe on the following Saturday morning, Hank enjoyed a chicken biscuit and a 500ml pumpkin spice latte. Lila enjoyed a sausage, egg and cheese croissant sandwich and a 400ml mocha chai latte. Gavin enjoyed a bacon egg bite and a 400ml London fog. Beth enjoyed bacon egg muffins and a 500ml lavender cappuccino. When Lila was speaking to Hank, she said to him, "You just can't get enough of us. I love how we have so much fun together." The 4 of them had always done a tradition called Fun Saturday, which was a tradition they got started back in January 2026. This was a tradition where every Saturday they came up with a series of fun activities to do throughout the day. On rainy days with no thunderstorm, they only did the indoor activities on those days, and then did the outdoorsy stuff on the day before or the day after. The last time it rained on a Saturday, they did the hiking on a Friday evening, and then enjoyed the local museum on that rainy Saturday. After the 4 of them left the cafe, they went to the beach to have a fun time, and they enjoyed a cozy walk on the beach. Whenever a thunderstorm or a natural disaster took place on a Saturday, the 4 of them had a fun day on the previous day.